All right, everybody. Good morning to everybody from the West Coast to the East Coast, and for everybody that is chiming in from around the world. My name is Sharif Sayed. I've been a part of Immunotec now with the home office for about 6 months now, and I can tell you right now, it's been amazing to be a part of this. What's been, I think, probably the best thing I can ever say about anything or anyone is that you are who you say you are. And Immunotec has done exactly that. It's exactly what I thought it was when I first got started. It's exactly what it is and the reason why I said yes. We have incredible products that can't be matched, can't be duplicated. It gives us a leverage in the marketplace. And that's what's so exciting to be a part of such this amazing movement that we're on together. And when you say yes to Immunotec, you get to be a part of that. That's your product. This is your company. And you get to do business in 12 different places, everywhere from South America to North America and Europe. And we're just going to be expanding from there. And on top of that, when you do say yes to Immunotec, you're a part of an absolute incredible company, which we are right now. I say not even in the beginning. We're now getting into deeper phases, at the same time just scratching the surface of what we've been calling Immunotec 3.0. So when you say yes, it was a long time ago, because I know there's people here that have been a part of Immunotec for 25 years, and there's people that are just starting today here as well. You're a part of what we want to be the most trained, well-equipped, most professional, most real and relevant consultants, distributors that this industry has ever seen. And so today is about getting equipped. Today is about learning, having something in between the ears, in between the heart, in between your increasing your skills so that you can be more successful and then lead others to success as well. And so it's my privilege, my honor to be able to welcome all of you to this training today. And then also pass this on to a incredible, what has been titled, a lot of people has titled this person as a network marketing expert. But the truth is he's a business expert. He is a marketing expert, not just in the industry, because all of the things that he has been sharing with us would benefit any company, not just in this industry. So we are honored. We are privileged to have him here. He is as real and relevant as you can possibly be, even though he has 43 years of experience in this industry. What we're doing now today is groundbreaking. It's innovating. It's brand new. It's fresh. And so please help me welcome our dear friend to Immunotec, Randy Gage.
Thank you, my dear friend. And thanks everybody who's watching. Hello, good morning from Miami. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever else you might be around the globe. Please check in the chat. Just say hey and let us know where you're watching from. And just know this is a special edition of Duplication Dialogue. We have these set up for 8 months of the year, and then the other 4 months are when we do the major events, like the convention and the Go Platinum weekend and some of the other major events we're going to do. But because of what's happening since the next event, I did a special Avengers Assemble with John Solider last Saturday. And Jaime did in English, and Jaime did a special one with Connie in Spanish for the Diamonds and Above. And we just realized, I think by Monday last week, we had blown past more than 50,000 views of the 3 new videos that we had launched at the next event. And lots of questions about the videos and the app and the things. So we said, we should also do a special edition of Duplication Dialogue for everybody, for all of the ranks. And again, Jaime and I have split up for this so that we can just make it quicker and more tangible for you. So I'm going to do this in English for all my gringo friends around the world, and he's going to do a Spanish edition starting at 11 a.m. Eastern time. That will be for all of our Spanish speaking friends. You will see I have some very special guests with me. John Solider is back. And we also have Joshua and Priscilla Ruelas, who are going to chat with me and you about some of the things we're going to go through today. So let's kind of begin with, I would like to kind of set the stage with some of these tools we launched at Next, and then I want to bring in the rest of the guys. First, let's talk about the videos. And this is because these are the linchpin of what we're creating, what will ultimately be the whole duplicable system that we lay out at the conventions, at Immunofest. Okay, starting share screen will stop other computers' sound share. Do you want to continue? I think so. Hopefully I'm not cutting off one of my co-presenters, because I just want to show you a slide for a real quick sec. Let me kind of slide this over so that you can see it. This is the process for the 3 main videos that we introduced at the Next event. The idea is, of course, the first step in any recruiting process we need to know is this person a candidate or not, right? We know there are people who are interested in living better, in a healthy lifestyle, want to lose weight, want to have more energy, want to live longer. And there are people who drink 11 diet sodas a day and eat nothing but cake and cookies and jelly beans and fast food drive-through. And they really have they kind of would say, well, yeah, I think good health's a good idea, but I don't have time for that. I'm busy, so I've got a hectic life. So I get my breakfast in the 7-Eleven and my lunch at McDonald's and, dinner in a bucket. And they're probably not a candidate for you, right? They're not going to look at the science of the Immunotec product line and be intrigued with it. By the same token, you have candidates for the business and people who are not candidates for the business, right? There are people who love their job, but they don't get paid very well. They're probably a good candidate for you. There are people who hate their job, but they get paid a fortune. They still could be a good candidate for you. And then there are people who love their job. They get immense satisfaction from it. They're highly rewarded. They've got a great benefits package. They found their assignment in life, and they're not a candidate for the business. They would probably just be a candidate for the products. So what we've got to do, anytime you've got a prospecting pipeline, you're going to look for, okay, when I bring people into the funnel, how do I know if they're qualified or not? And basically, we've narrowed this down to 2 different ways to do that. The first way is with qualifying questions. That's what most of you guys have been doing for your entire Immunotec career. So I don't need to belabor that, right? You have certain questions that you ask people, right? And you might say, hey, have you ever thought about developing a side gig? Are you looking to create some residual income security? Hey, with all this pandemic stuff and all these businesses and jobs getting shut down, how has that affected you? Because maybe they work on a cruise ship, maybe they work in a shopping mall, they worked in a restaurant or nightclub, or any one of these thousands of industries that were completely disrupted by the pandemic and what's been going on, the after effects, the ripple effects of the pandemic, right? Those are qualifying questions. A lot of you are very good at them, and you've done well with it over the years. And then, of course, there are people that really are nervous about that, and they haven't developed that skill very well. And they are looking for some help. And so that's where the idea, you probably saw the first of these, I don't know, back in late 90s, everybody started toying with the idea of a sizzle video or a teaser video. Meaning it wasn't this whole 25-minute or 45-minute presentation of Amway or Herbalife or Nu Skin or Immunotec or some company. It was a 2-minute teaser to say, hey, here's kind of what the product's about. Here's what the business opportunity is. This has looked like something you'd want to do more. And it's kind of evolved. They started longer, it's 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 3, and now with the, the attention deficit disorder generations that we have, right? People with the attention span of a gnat, nobody's going to watch a 9-minute intrigue video, right? So this has kind of evolved, and now Immunotec has evolved with that. And we created the biomolecule breakthrough. And that is the 2-minute and it really is, just comes in right at about 2 minutes, teaser video to find out, is your candidate actually a candidate or not? And más importante, even more importantly, we want to know, are they primarily a candidate for the product line to become a customer, or are they primarily a candidate because they're interested in a side gig business? So that's why if you have watched it, and hopefully everyone on here has, it doesn't mention Immunotec, it doesn't mention the specific doctors, it doesn't mention the products. It's just talking about this biomolecule, which of course is glutathione, which was discovered in like 1888, and nobody really knew the power of it until Doctors Bunos and Klangshaven kind of unlocked the key. And then of course Dr. Jimmy, Dr. Hugo, the scientific advisory board, the people, when Mauricio came in and funded more research, it's kind of evolved along the way. And now we have the, immune strengthening protocol and the whole product line built around that philosophy. So that's all that is just encapsulated in 2 minutes. And then the key here is after they watch that, and you can invite them to watch it, you can text them to watch it, you can WhatsApp them to watch it, you can send a link in the app. Now, why I mention that is because in the app, I don't know that it's been finished yet because nobody's given me an update, but there was a problem when you sent a link to the biomolecule, it still had Immunotec in the URL or in the web address. So we really don't want that, because the whole point of that video is it's an intrigue video. We don't want them to know what the company is. We want them to say, hey, tell me more. So I'm saying, if that hasn't been fixed, then just send the text direct. Send the WhatsApp or the Telegram direct, or even just get on the phone and give someone the URL. And basically, it's kind of an invite of, hey, take 2 minutes, watch this video, and call me as soon as you're done. And the key is going to be do it with a sense of passion, intensity, and urgency. Passion, intensity, and urgency. Everything you do in terms of inviting is always going to go back to passion, intensity, and urgency. Now, they watch the video, or let's say you call back this, no, I haven't had time. Okay, well, when do you think you can watch it? Oh, I'm going to watch it today after work. So 6 o'clock tonight, you'll have seen it? Yeah, okay. All right, I'm going to call you back at 6 o'clock, right? And if you do that 3 times, and they're like, no, I still haven't had time, stop chasing them. Put a wreath on the coffin and move on down the road. You don't really have a candidate, right? If somebody's promised you they're going to do it 3 times and they don't watch it, it's only 2 minutes. We're not asking them to take 5 hours of their life and watch the Zack Snyder director's cut of Justice League. It's 2 minutes, right? If they're some kind of viable candidate, they'll take 2 minutes. But obviously, most people that will, then when you talk to them, whether they call you or you call them, you'll find out where their interest lies. So if they look like they want to be a customer or a retailer, send them to the Nature's Fountain of Youth video. That's the 6 minutes and change video. It's a spotlight video about Immunotec. Now, if they have any intrigue about the business, residual income, becoming their own boss, trying to protect their income against pandemics, pandemic proof their income, you hear any of those signals, then you send them to the It's Your Turn video. So that's the, because that's the full length presentation video. So that's really, I just wanted to outline that so that you really could see, how the process works, which each of those videos are there. Morgan, can we set the screen to, is it set to speaker view? Or is it just mine? But anyway, if you could check that. Now, and I can't see, we got a lot of people on. I see a lot of people. Oh, and here's the other thing, by the way. Before I end, John Solider, I want to go to you next. Please look in the chat. Look at the participants. If you don't see your key people in there, text them, WhatsApp them while you're in this meeting. Hey, Duplication Dialogue is going on. Drop what you're doing and get on. You want your people to be watching this. So I can't see everybody on the screen. My friend John Solider, are you with me?
I am ready. Can you see me?
Yes, good. And now you're popping up on the screen.
How are you?
Leaving nothing to chance. Okay,
and we had, and I got my bottle. I got all my various stuff in it. Anyway,
what are you drinking today?
You know what? My video just went off for some reason. I don't know why.
Now it's back.
There we go. What do I got in here? I got Immunotec. I got some reds and greens. I got some energy drink in here as well because just finished working out. I texted you early. I was jumping in the pool. I got your text back. I was in the pool at 7 a.m. It was a little cold today. What else do I got in here? I made some beet juice. I love beet juice. Another great antioxidant out of my Jack LaLanne juicer. So trying to be healthy. Just I don't want to be in that category that we describe as the ones, right? The what did you say before? McDonald's and McDonald's
dinner in a bucket.
Yeah, dinner in a bucket and stop at 7-Eleven for a 6-pack and but certainly don't ever want to be in that category. I know nobody else does either because they're up and they're on this call, so they certainly want to be healthy. But yeah, I agree with everything you said here. Just getting these videos out. I mean, what a blessing these things have been in these last couple of weeks because it has simplified the communication process that has been, frankly, so complex in the past. The age-old question in Immunotec has always been, well, what do I send? I got this guy, he's a personal trainer. I got this guy, he's a chiropractor. I got this woman, she's runs marathons. What do I send them? And we go to the 63 different videos over the last 25 years and say, well, maybe you send them this one, and this one, and they're 42 minutes long. And to your point, the ADHD that so many people suffer with today. You lose them. 5 minutes in, they go, well, I don't know about that. So the 2-minute is the perfect teaser. To me, it's like a TV commercial. It's kind of like with the holidays now here, you see your favorite restaurant perhaps advertising, but you can't eat that steak or that whatever it is that they're advertising, at home. You go, it's kind of interesting. And then maybe you see by accident, you turn on one of the food networks and you see one of the great chefs cooking something. You go, you know what? I just saw that commercial. And then you go to the restaurant. That's kind of what I see here as a kind of a analogy, if you will, to the 2-minute is the ad. Kind of get you a little interested. The 6-minute is the content of there's this product called Immunotec that fits that need so badly, and also what the 2-minute describes basically from a scientific standpoint. And then of course the 17-minute is the full Monty. What I also have always believed in is what's called universal access. And the universal access that I love about these videos that yourself and Jaime and the team have put together is the fact that they're the same here in Dallas as they are over where Randy is in Florida, as they are where Dean is up in Connecticut, or Tom is up in Ontario, or whomever happens to be. I know my friend Mick Gooding's on the phone from Paris, France. The video is exactly the same. So it's consistent with If you saw a movie in Dallas, it's the same in Paris, it's the same in London, it's the same in Miami. So the story's always the same. And that universal access is how the great companies got great, quite frankly. Use the product, wear the button, talk to people. Well, that went into 100 countries. Buy term and invest a difference. That went into a lot of countries, created some very, very big companies with that consistent messaging. And that's what we now have here at Immunotec. And we're just having fun with it too, Randy. Even an old guy like me figured out how to work the app. And I said this yesterday on one of our training calls. Man, if I can use the app, anybody on this call can use the app, whether you're 18 or 82, because that's the range of people we had on this call yesterday. I said, if I can use this thing, anybody can. So it's very user friendly. But once again, if you have a trouble or difficulty with the app, go to customer service or go to your upline or go to your brand kid, just say, hey, show me how to work this thing, because this to me is a lethal weapon. This to me gives you the ability to go and really build a network marketing business in 2022. Don't forget about the last 2 weeks of December, by the way. We still have almost a half a month of business to conduct here. Have fun with this thing. That's the other thing, Randy, I'm finding with it. I'm just having fun with it. I'm sending videos to my nephew and the people that may or may not even have an interest necessarily in building a business. But I don't know who they know, and I don't know what they know, and I don't know what they're looking for, and I don't know where they are in their life right now. Even if I know them intimately, I don't know where they're at. So send it to everybody, have fun with it, network with it, make good lists of people that you send it to offline too, because I never trust technology. I always wanted, I got my little sticky notes here still that I've had for years just to remind me, hey, I sent it to so-and-so yesterday, didn't hear back from them. Maybe they didn't get it for whatever reason, or maybe they didn't look at it. Let me send them a text and just say, hey, come on, take a look at this thing. Could change your life. So loving what you're doing here.
Yeah, and the funny thing, you said something the other day, which really I think is, I'm hearing all over from Immunotec, is I sent more videos in the last week than I've ever sent since the first week I joined. I've talked to more people. I'm hearing that all over the place, right?
Well, yeah, I am too. And personally, I'm doing that. Personally, once again, why not send it? It's free, right? I mean, it costs you nothing. And maybe I'm overly embellishing that word, but Randy, you can relate, and the other people on this phone line that built network marketing companies, even Immunotec in the past. What was the normal procedure? I called my friend Randy. I told him about the business. And then he said, well, send me something. And I went down to UPS or the post office, and I spent, $6 on a CD or a brick or a DVD or all these other variations that Stuart Johnson and other people in the tools business came up with over the years. And I paid the postage and I sent it to Randy, and I hope the postman didn't drop it in the mud on the way to his house and it showed up looking good. So I'm into it $14 or $15. And then I got to play tennis with Randy. Then I got to call him and hope he answers, that he's home, that he's available. And then, oh, well, hey, John, it's Christmas. Let me get back to you in the middle of January. And by the middle of January, 19 other things happen. And you follow what I'm saying? It's like, we know if you've built a network marketing business in the past, and even with Immunotec, we've all done that. We've all spent that time and money. With this thing, it's like, hey, it's free. You just cannot beat the process that this technology gives us. And frankly, and I know, Randy, you may or may not say this today, but I know you've said it. I want to quote you because you're absolutely 1,000% right. And it's his birthday today, by the way. Our owner, Mauricio Domenzane, he's made this free. There's a lot of companies in our industry. It's 25, 50, maybe even $99 a month to have the app on your phone, whether you use it or not. And you might buy it and you may never use it. Well, here it's free. Use it. Show him that he's making a good investment in our business, because that's what he's doing by letting this thing be free for us. Take full advantage of it, by all means.
Yeah. So let me bring in Priscilla, because you got John and I who have been doing this since the Eisenhower administration, right? There's people who didn't know what DVDs were, and didn't have to go to the post office, and they don't even.
Hold on. I got. Let me just throw this in, Randy. When we started with this company, I had left another company, and I did a cassette tape that about that how this 40-year breakthrough with science made me walk away from, $40K a month, right? And it was a cassette tape. My 17-year-old son found that in the garage a couple months ago, and he asked me what it was, and I started giving him the whole, well, when we started, no, what is this? He had never seen a cassette tape before.
Right.
So anyway, I'm dating myself, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to Priscilla here. Thanks, Randy.
All right. So Priscilla, you're live. Can we, hopefully you can join us on the screen. What's been your take on the new videos and how you're using them or what you're seeing with them? Could you just share some thoughts on that, please?
Absolutely. Can you guys see me?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. I was trying to Google like DVD. What is that? No, I'm just kidding. What are they talking about? I'm totally kidding. Randy, to be honest, if I am on my social media platform and I'm just browsing through things or just looking at pictures, I often see people that sponsor their business through social media, and it's probably a 1-minute ad that catches my attention, and I 2 minutes later I find myself looking through this people's profile, and I'm like, how did that happen? How did I go from looking at my friend's picture to watching this random person profile and liking their stuff and joining their journey in their own business? And I'm like, this is amazing. How did that happen? They trapped me. And so I feel like that's the way things are evolving and things are moving forward in this direction, is by showing them videos and showing them the most important things and keys of their business. And so by using that with Immunotec, I think it's just a wonderful thing, showing them the few things that make us important and relevant in this industry. Why do you need to be healthy? Why do you need this in your life? Why there's no other option? And so by doing that, I feel like we're putting ourselves, this company ahead of the game, having things and tools that will help us improve and help us be with the other companies that are already doing this. I remember someone telling me a while back when we did not have an app, he asked me, do you guys have an app? I was like, no, we don't. You are living in the past century. Where are you guys? This is such an amazing company. Why you don't have an app? I was like, I don't know. But now that we do, I feel like we are ahead of the game. What John was saying, the fact that this is free is just amazing. And so using the videos that we have, sending that to our friends or people that you just meet. We went to our trip. My husband and I were celebrating our wedding anniversary, and we went to this wonderful trip. We spoke to probably 10 people about the business without trying. And all Josh did was let me just send you a link. It'll just take you 2 minutes. They text us back. This is so interesting. It works. It really works. So if you're doubting whether it works or not, it does work. So we are using the videos, we are using the links, and it's helping us move forward, and it's taking us to the next level. I hope this answered the question. I don't know.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Let's bring in Josh. Joshua, what would you add to this discussion of the app and the videos, if anything?
Thank you, Randy. I'm just amazed. I'm so happy with everything that the company is putting in our hands. It's just amazing. And like Priscilla said, I was able to send the link or the video through the app to about 500 people in one day. And that's just incredible. That's amazing that in one day you can reach out to 500 people. And from there, what I love about the app is that you can do a professional follow-up, because it tells you if they saw the whole video, if they only saw 2 minutes or 10% or 15% or 20%. So when you see that they saw the whole video, they even though they don't reply, you can even come to them and say, hey, I saw that you saw the video. And that's going to amaze people. They're like, how do you know? I had a person that are you stalking me, or how do you know that I saw it? She was amazed. Like, oh, the app that we have, it tells me if you saw the whole video. So I noticed that you saw the whole video. So just give me your thoughts. So I don't even have to wait for them to reach out to me, but I can reach out in a professional way. Instead of saying, hey, did you see the video? Or, hey, what do you think? I can know if they watched it, and I can know if they didn't watch it completely. So I know that they don't have interest in what we're offering. So we can spend time with people, with prospects that are really catched by what we have. So I think that gives us the opportunity to spend time and people that are interested. So I'm in love with the new app. I use it all over the place every day. So thank you so much, Immunotec. Thank you so much, Randy. I just love it.
Yeah, so let's build on something Josh just talked about. You guys who were with us in Houston, we talked about the scientific way that I and Jamie, both of us, look at the business, right? If you read the Tipping Point book, he talks about, hey, you need 10,000 hours of study in a field, and that makes you world class. I've done at least 10,000 presentations, probably many multiples of that, right? And every one I'm analyzing it afterward, right? So if I did a home meeting, because that was really the driver for many, many years, we used home meetings, right? And so if I'm doing a home meeting on Monday and 5 people are there and 4 of them sign up and the 5th doesn't, I'm laying in bed that night. Okay, why didn't the 5th person join? What? Then Tuesday, I do another home meeting. There's 5 people, 2 people join, 3 people don't join. I'm like, okay, what did I say Monday night that I didn't say Tuesday night? Or what did I not say Monday night that I did say Tuesday night? And I'm just always, right? Because this was before analytics and video and the internet. You just had to extrapolate that information yourself. And then it was the same with hotel meetings. And then it was the same with online meetings. Wow, we had this many people, this many candidates who were prospects watch. This is how many became customers. This is how many became consultants. Hey, let's track this. And so I've always approached it like a science. And the key 3 words that I've narrowed it down to for the generic system. If you read my books, if you had been to one of my public seminars and you said, okay, what's Gage's generic system? You would see it would always go down to automate, systematize, and scale. What can I automate? What is the system so that nobody has to think about it? They know this is step 1, this is step 2, this is step 3, this is step 4. And then how do we make it scale? And why I pick up on that from what Joshua said was he said, and I've sent 500 people the link to the video. That was not possible in the past because it couldn't scale, because it would have meant he got 500 people into different living rooms in a certain period of time, and it would take him months to get to the point where he had people who put 500 candidates in a living room in front of him with a whiteboard or a chalkboard drawing circles or plug and play with a DVD. Right? But now with this technology, you really can put this out. And one of the things we trained on at the next event, we're going to talk about it more at the Immunofest events, is how you do this major blast, where you just put it out there to everyone. Put them in the funnel, let them sift where they are. Are they not interested? Great. So we know, hey, check them off the list. We'll check in with them again in 6 months and see what changes in their life, right? Oh, they're interested in the business, in the product. Let's get them right away to the Nature's Fountain of Youth video. And then we're going to give them the Olympic athlete brochure, and they're interested in the business. We're going to send them direct to that. And then when they join, see, before, when somebody joined the business, to be a responsible sponsor, the difference between a crappy sponsor and a great sponsor was a great sponsor would invest 2 hours in you when you started the business. And they would come over to your house and they'd say, okay, let's make a list of at least 100 people. Who sold you your car? Who sold you your stereo? Who lives on the left? Who lives on the right? Who lives upstairs? Who lives downstairs? Who do you know named Joe? Who do you know named Mo? Who do you know named Curly? Who did you go to school with? Who did you know? Blah, blah, blah. They'd spend an hour with you on the list, 2 hours on the list. And then, okay, let's do your first order. Let's explain how do you make orders. Let me show you how you enroll a new customer. Let me show you how you enroll a new consultant. Let me show you what to do when your order is late, how to handle a shipping issue. All of that has been replaced with this, because this scales. This is, for those who don't know, this is the new consultant orientation, or the NCO. So the idea of the NCO came about when I, sponsored 11 people. In my first time ever, I sponsored 11 people in a week. And I knew I can't go to 11 people's house and spend 2 to 3 hours doing a thing. So I had created a generic version of this. And, I treated them like big kids. Said, here is the booklet. It's going to take you 2-3 hours to go through this. I want you to do this and call me when you're done. That scales. So really important. This is now in the starter kit, right? So every new person you enroll, this is in the starter kit, but don't wait for them to get their starter kit. Give them the link, or just download it from your back office, download the PDF and email it to them, or send it, in the app, in their, in the messaging app. Hey, do this and get back to me. As soon as you're done, we want to set out your plan for the week. We want to get you getting some customers, making some money, getting some people signed up. So how do we automate? How do we systematize? How do we scale? So it's all those things. The same thing with the flip chart. The idea is, we know we've got people in Peru and places where the broadband is an issue, right? So we got a flip chart so that they can just point and grunt, right? They got the pictures, we show, and then we have notes on the back that kind of give the talking points. This is also available as a PDF. So again, this is in the back office. You can download it, the PDF of the slides. So for you guys who are doing Facebook Lives and Zoom meetings and other online presentations, and you want to use the slides, they're there in the back office. So just download them, have them, and you go through. That's, again, automate, systematize, scale. John, Josh, Priscilla, any one of you, what did I miss, or what would you add to that?
Just a couple of things. I love anything that's 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1, because it's easy to remember. And automate, systematize, scale. To me, what that means is a couple of things. And Josh hit the nail on the head with 500 people. Is you can sift this whole universe of contacts very, very simple using these tools. Secondly, like the fact that everything is in the back office, because now it once again becomes that universal access. The distributor in London gets the same information as they do in Orlando. So everything is there once again. There was an old saying in multi-level, Randy, and you remember it probably as I do. I don't remember it verbatim, but it's like, if I had 10,000 robots as opposed to 10 MBAs, I would do a lot more with 10,000 robots, because the 10,000 robots would do what they were told or what they were programmed to do. Sometimes as distributors, we want to put on a white coat. We want to tell everybody how smart we are. We want to talk about, where Dr. Bunos went to grade school and where Dr. Kongshaven studied and all that other stuff. And it's all relevant information, but not to the new person who says, hey, I got my credit card bill coming up in January. Love to have an extra $500 between now and then to help pay it. Can you show me that? Because if you don't go to their need, okay, what it is that they want to be in business for themselves for, if you don't identify that, all that other information just goes out the window and you lose them. So what I love what you guys are put together here is it's very, it's automated, number one. You can go through a lot of people. You can work through large numbers. What I would compare it to is the old days when we used to run ads or flyers, right? When we used to run an ad in the newspaper or stick out flyers, and you just hoped, people responded, and you got 500 phone calls. Well, how did you get through 500 people? You had to have a sifting process. What this does is it speeds up the sifting process very, very quickly to you're talking to the people who want to talk to you that actually went through the videos. I went through that the other day, what you just had there with that flip chart. That thing is so simple. I'm going to quote a guy named Randy Gage. A blind orangutan could actually do a presentation with that, as long as they could turn the pages. Which I
drunk, not blind, drunk.
Drunk. Okay.
You're going to quote me.
Okay, going directly. Okay, a drunk orangutan. I'm not sure. The orangutans drink. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, all that said is, once again, it becomes to the point of dodo proof. It becomes to the point of orangutan proof. It comes to the point where you don't have to become a suede shoe salesman to do the business. And that's where duplication really starts. When you go and you see people making money in a business like this, and you talk to them and you say, wow, that guy's really not that sharp, but he's making X amount of dollars per month. Wow, how did he do it? Well, they became masters of the tools. And that's what Randy's really trying to build here, is a tools culture where you become masterful with the tools instead of relying on yourself. Two other quick points, Randy, and I'll pass it on to Josh. Two other quick points. If, God forbid, you were to leave your home today and you were run over by a Mack truck, God forbid, would your business continue the way that you built it? If you've built it all around you and your personality, you're personality driven, and you're just such a great presenter, and you're so smart, and you've got all of this knowledge and information, and you never taught your people what Randy and Jaime are teaching. If you never taught your people that stuff, and they don't know how to use the app, they don't know how to use the videos, they don't know how to use the tools. If they never got that, your business is over. Well, you know what? I want my business to go on. I want 25 years from now, I want my wife, if she's still around, to be cashing a check from Immunotec Research. And if she's not around, I want my 3 kids to have my business because we built it right. Tools duplicate, people don't. Last point, just real quick and funny, Randy, I texted this to you. I found this. It doesn't show up with the background. Yeah, there it does. Hold on, let me get it right.
There it is.
That's a cassette. This is the cassette tape. Okay. Why the medical discovery? I probably shouldn't say this. We're taping this. I can't show it. Why the medical discovery? 21st century. Blah blah blah. Beep, 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 beep. Anyway, but that's for all of you under 30. This thing here is called a cassette. You used to stick them in your car, and they used to play, and you used to listen to people talk on them. But anyway, that's what a cassette looks like for all you young folks. Yeah. Sure. Sharif's probably never even seen one, Randy. That's my guess. Anyway.
By the way, and Sharif wrote in the chat, by the way, they were able to get that Immunotec out of the web address when you send the biomolecule breakthrough link through the app. So you can use the app for that. Or you don't have to. Because remember, here's the other thing to keep in mind, guys. When we say, here's the system, here's the ladder of escalation, and of course, this will really get fleshed out at the convention. We just wanted to get some things, sexy tools to you now, so you could close out the year strong and keep building until the convention. And even when that whole thing is fleshed out, you can allow someone, and you should allow someone, to parachute in at any point. So if you're in the gym and so I've got Boost in here and some A21. So let's say this is what you're drinking. You're in the gym. Somebody's working out next to you. They say, what are you drinking? You say, oh, company I work with, this is a natural source of energy, endurance, I put in the A, you give them a little 30. Wow, I'd like to know more. Don't send them the business video, because your conversation wasn't about the business. They were intrigued by a specific product. So you either send the Immunocal video, or you would send one of the, if you saw like a Dr. Hugo has the A21 video, or Dr. Hugo has a video about the boost, you would send them that, or you would send them the product page, right? Same thing if you're at the Yankees game with your friend Jimmy, and he says, "Wow, you look great. Everything's," and you say, "Yeah, I've started this new business, and I've been having fun with it, and I'm building a team, and I'm looking for people." "Oh, really? I'm in the such and such business, and things are really bad, and I never, every week I wonder, am I going to be the next layoff in the company?" So he shows you his interest. Don't send him the 2-minute video. Don't send him the product video. Don't send him to, anything except the 17-minute, it's your turn. Go direct to that, because he's already qualified himself, right? There's no need to do the qualifying stage if they already showed you they're qualified. And there's no need to try to select, are they interested in the products, or are they interested in the business, if they've already told you. So in that case, you would just slow down the process of sending them the qualifying video, because they were already qualified. So Joshua, Priscilla, any thoughts you would add to that before we move on?
I do. I want to say, John, I win.
Oh, wow.
I have a garage filled with those. I'm wondering what to do with them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them.
Send them to me. I have a record player. Yeah, well, I do want to add something. I was my sister-in-law, she was here, Carla, a while back. Well, I think it was a month ago, and I told her, I think I have ADD. She's like, no, you have mom ADD. And so the reason why I'm saying this is because we as moms, and I want to talk to the women out there, we are so busy. Like, kids are like, I have 2 kids. I have 2 small kids, and they're running around, and they are like, seriously, you can ask Josh how many times they call my name. And it's like, mom, it's like, hold on. And so if you are trying to send me a 17-minute video to watch, trust me, I won't. And so the fact that the company is doing a 2-minute video where you can just listen to, maybe if you're in the bathroom with the door locked, that's a game changer. Like, we need something that's short, quick, that goes to the point. And I think that this is just something great that we need to take advantage of, and not just moms, but everyone. Like, we're in an era where like social media is taking so much out of our attention, and kids, and I think we're on a new generation where moms and dads and everybody is trying to spin so many plates at the same time. Back in the day, it was just like, mom, you stay home and you take care of the kids, and you do nothing but that. And right now, like, everybody wants to do everything. And so by being able to target those people and being able to like talk to the busy mom, to the busy dad, to the busy person, to the businessman, to the businesswoman, we are ahead of our game. So I just want to say that let's just take advantage of this and just try to reach out to as many people as possible as we can. Like Josh said, you can reach out to 500 people at once, and that's just wonderful without taking so much time out of their day. I like to say, people tell me like, hey, do you want to join us for whatever? I'm like, no, I don't have time. Time is money. And so time is money for people. And so if you're trying to send people the message and you know that person's busy, know for sure that whatever you're sending is just not going to go into an empty sack. It's going to be taken care of. 2 minutes, anybody can give you 2 minutes out of their day. And like Randy said, like if you try 3 times and the person's like dismissing you, just move forward. Don't waste your time, because your time is money. And so I just wanted to say that to the busy mom, to the busy dad, to the businesswoman, to the businessman, this is something that you can do. This is something they can do. And so, yeah.
Yeah, and I joked about the Zack Snyder director's cut version of Justice League, the movie. That's not a joke. That really was. They did a movie. They released it. It was a big hit. Zack Snyder's the director. He's this genius director. And it was a 2-hour movie or whatever the normal length is. But he had a director's cut version that he wanted to release, which was 4.5 hours. And the studio said, "Are you crazy? We'll never release a 4.5-hour video. You're out of your mind. It ain't happening." So the movie went out. It was a big hit. And meanwhile, he started talking about it in interviews, and it came up, and this whole social media campaign started. Release the director's cut, release the Snyder cut, right? And the studio was like, what do we got to lose? All these people, they want to see this 4.5-hour movie. And I did. And I tell you, I watched, because now understand, I'm a sci-fi geek. I love superhero movies. I love science fiction stuff. If I'm not a superhero fan, if I want to watch dramas, I'm not a candidate for them, right? So it's the same with our business. Either they're a candidate or they're not. And what Priscilla is bringing up is that the 2-minute, the busy mom says, "Come on, I got the spaghetti sauce on the stove. The 2-year-old is walking by the swimming pool. The 4-year-old is trying to pull the curtains off the wall, and you want me to watch a 17-minute video? Ain't happening." But if she watches a 2-minute video and it intrigues her, now she'll watch a 17-minute video, or now she'll come to your home presentation. Now she'll come to your hotel presentation. Now she'll watch your online presentation. So it's, if you just try to dump the 4.5-hour movie on someone to start, which is what a lot of you are doing, by the way, because somebody says, "What do you do?" And you say, "Well, in 1975, there was an Italian surgeon from Italy named Dr. Gustavo Bunos. And he was in the operating room one day, and we come back 45 minutes later, and you're saying, and then he met Dr. Patricia Kongshaven, and she was studying at McGill. She was teaching at McGill University in Canada, and Dr. Bunos, and then we come back an hour later, and then in 1996, well, that's the director's cut. Nobody's, that can't be duplicated, right? So the tools allow you to qualify people through the process, accelerate them. You can jump a step when they've already qualified. And of course, it duplicates. Josh, anything you want to add to that before we go on?
Yes, Randy, thank you so much. Something that I love, I'm basically new to the business. I've been doing it for 2 years professionally. And something that I love to share with people, because they're very confused about our business. And I just tell them, can you do what I just did with you? Can you copy and send a text, or send a text? You know how to send a text. That's what we do. So instead of becoming somebody that has to know the science and, like you were saying, go through the whole explanation, you're a connector, and anybody can be a connector. It doesn't matter your background. It doesn't matter if you have a PhD or if you didn't finish school. Anybody can be a connector, and that's what I love. That's what we're doing with the new tools that Immunotec has given us. We are just connecting people, and then they sign up. Okay, we connect them to the next tool. Okay, go through this book. And I love the example that you said. It's like playing chess. You move a piece, and then you wait until they move a piece. And that way, you know who you want to work with. Those people that are moving more pieces, you involve yourself more with those people. So I love how simple it is. I love how anybody can do it. So now I can invite anybody, because today anybody can send a text, and that's exactly what we're doing. And then when they become a distributor, they get in their kit something that it's going to guide them step by step and how to do it professionally, like immediately. So that's something that I just wanted to add.
Great addition. Next thing I would like to share, a little principle of the business, is that the little things are the big things, and the big things are the little things when it comes to prospecting. So what is the big thing? The big thing is your new consultant calls you up and says, "Hey, Josh, guess what? I just met a lady. She mows the lawn for the guy who cuts the hair of the lady who is a housekeeper at Cristiano Ronaldo's mansion in Spain. And I think we can sign up Cristiano Ronaldo for Immunotec next week. And he'll send it out to his 80 million Twitter followers, and I'll be senior platinum in 48 hours. That's a big thing. They call you up. Hey, I know a friend, he works for the Navy, and everybody in the Navy, they need better nutrition and they're out on ships, and he works in the procurement department. So I sent him the video on Immunocal, and we're going to sell Immunocal to the US Navy and all the people, and I'll have 4 million customers in, next week. I've already put down a deposit on the Lamborghini. That's a big thing. What happens with big things? They take years and years, and then they don't pan out anyway. Because Cristiano Ronaldo has a lawyer, an agent, a business manager, and they all say, Chris, you get $10 million to endorse a product. Why would you endorse that Immunotec thing for free? Are you crazy? I just got you a contract with this energy drink full of sugar that's going to pay you $10 million a year. You can't, throw away that money. And the Navy's going to say, well, yes, we have a request for propositions, submit proposals. We submit the budget. It goes in next year. And then 18 months later, the committee comes back and whereas the little thing is, wow, I met this mom at the daycare center named Mary Lou Sanchez. And I got her to watch the biomolecule breakthrough. And she was intrigued, and she just signed up as a consultant. Or, hey, I was at a dinner party with friends. I met this guy named Raul Tufik, young guy, kind of a go-getter. I asked him some qualifying questions. He was interested. I showed him Immunotec, and he signed up. Mary Lou, Raul, or the school teacher, or the Lyft driver, or the lady who works at the dry cleaner, or the school, the Kung Fu instructor, they'll go out and build you a team of 50,000 people. Because that duplicates, right? And that goes right away. We can automate, we can systematize, we can scale. So when your team comes to you, and you guys all know this, your team is going to come to you with all these crazy idea. Hey, I know the guy who knows the guy who knows the guy who knows Jimmy Fallon, and you can get me on the Tonight Show. And no, listen, take out your phone. Tell me 5 people you could get in front of a presentation today. Take out your app. Tell me 10 people that you've sent material to right now that you could follow up on. Because those little things are the big things. And the big things are the little things. Because it's very simple, right? I don't know what's the next big thing coming up. The Emmys, the Grammys, the Super Bowl. It'll be the Olympics. The Olympics are coming up, and the Winter Olympics are coming up in February, right? If you take a commercial on whatever network is showing the Olympics on prime time for figure skating, women's figure skating, if you buy a commercial on women's figure skating for Immunotec, you will sign up 200,000 consultants in one night. Guaranteed. Because that will be the most watched episode of the Olympics. There will be millions of people watching. And if you got this amazing, incredible commercial, you're going to sign up thousands of people. And none of them are going to duplicate. Because what if they want to duplicate? They're going to say, well, I'm going to do what my sponsor did. I'm waiting for the next Winter Olympics. Let's see, 4 years from now. So 4 years from now, I'm going to save up all my money till I have $3 million or whatever a 30-second commercial on the Winter Olympics is going to cost. And then I'll sign up to, it's a big thing, but it's the little thing. So when your team is coming to you with these And it's not, we love their passion, we love they're excited, but you've got your job as a sponsor is to show a little tough love and say, okay, I'm really glad you're so excited about that, but here is what we know works, because it not only has to work, it has to duplicate. So if you tell me, hey, I went to high school with Bill Gates, he's my best friend, I'm going to sign up Bill Gates, and then we can put a pop-up ad in every Microsoft product that anybody buys. It says, hey, check out Immunotec. Here's the 2-minute video. I'd say, no, that will work, but it doesn't duplicate. So if you want to sign up Bill Gates, great. We'd love to have Bill as a distributor. Just make sure that Bill goes through this booklet here and picks his top 20 people and then downloads the Immunotec app and sends the link of the 20 people and does it just like everyone else. So it doesn't matter if you sign up Oprah Winfrey, Shakira, you know, whoever, Elton John, Lady Gaga. It's not, does it work? The question is, does it duplicate? Any one of you three, anything you want to add to that before we talk about the next thing?
Well, I'll just make a point. Let me ask you a question, Randy. All the companies you've been in over the years, have you ever had your upline quit before you got started?
Absolutely.
Me too, including at Immunotec, by the way. I talked to a guy the other day who, when we first started, when we sent that tape out, he was actually the list broker that I bought the list from. And I'm talking to him about something else right now to do with this. But anyway, separate mode. But the guy who introduced us was the guy that when my mother found out about the product, blah, 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 some of you know the story, we had to have a sponsor. We had to be in the field. So we were given to a guy in California who was underneath Keith Hooper, who some of you know. And this fella quit the business. And he would be on top of, you know, what's in our organization in Immunotec to this day. He would have had to build some other legs, of course, but that's one example. My original sponsor in the industry quit the industry totally. So we see that happen, but to Randy's point, and he's preaching gospel here, by the way.
This is gospel. We're having a little church.
This is gospel. This is some gospel stuff of multi-level gospel we're getting on a Saturday morning. But
before you go on, I can't see myself on the screen. I hope
we can see
you see this chart. Okay. This guy right here, his name is John Solider. So, and what these are like platinums and senior platinums and executive diamonds. So if you wonder that guy or gal who quit, what that meant to them, just think about that chart.
Well, and you know, I could go on and on with examples, but you know, that's a perfect illustration. But you know, to Randy's point, okay, every dud knows a stud. Okay, there's somebody that's going to see this that's not going to build a business from Immunotec, but they're going to lead you to someone who winds up building a business in Immunotec. Guaranteed for sure. It's probably already happened, but it's going to happen more and more and more now because, to Josh's point, now we're able to speed up the process and automate it so quickly that we're going to reach more people. So you're going to have people in your downline that you go, wow, you know, I remember I sent it to Mary, and Mary, you know, had that friend Bob, and, you know, neither one of them ever did anything. But Bob had that buddy at the gym who's now an executive diamond making X amount of dollars per month. And wow, I never would have got that leg if I hadn't shown it to Mary. And that's how you have to think. You have to reach through people, to find leadership. You rarely, my career anyway, you know, 39 years, I rarely find a leader. I normally find the guy who finds the guy who finds the leader. That's been my experience. And that's okay too. It's worked out pretty well. All these points Randy's making.
And the more we have automate, systematize, and scale, the more you don't sponsor the leader, maybe, but you're able to develop the leader.
Exactly. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we're in the people moving business, bottom line. And what these tools are going to do is move us that much quicker than, you know, what video do I send them? And let me have 63 conversations with them. And let me get Dr. Gutman to talk to their doctor. And, you know, a lot of stuff that we've all done in the past, no longer necessary. So Immunotec's going to grow. You know, once again, I know this stuff's being taped, so I'll be careful what I say, but I see Immunotec becoming one of those great companies financially over these next, 5 to 10 years, utilizing these tools with an already well-established story that you all helped to establish over these 25 years. The story's been established. Now the story can be told properly. That's what these tools are really helping us to do, is to tell the story properly and consistently to lots and lots and lots of human beings. So I'm really excited about the future. I wish I had 25 more years to work. I don't know if I do or not, Randy, but I'll tell you what you guys have done here stimulated me and a lot of other people with what's going on here. So very, very excited about using these tools, and we use them. We use them every day. We're doing a call again late this afternoon with some of our team on a Saturday afternoon, 7 days before Christmas.
Yep. So this is a book not for everybody on this call. If you're not an executive diamond or above, I don't want you to even think about this book. This is a book for people who got 10,000 people in their team or whatever. It's called DEFCON 1 Direct Selling. And of course, DEFCON 1 is the acronym the government uses. I don't know if it's the acronym, Defensive Condition 1, which means the missiles are in the air. Nuclear war is imminent, right? It's the most pressing. So this was a book I wrote for leaders. What do you do when your sponsor quits? What do you do when a top leader jumps to another company? What do you do when there's regulatory issues? So for John's point, I want to read the dedication to you, the dedication that I wrote in the book. This book is dedicated to the worst sponsor I ever had. You don't even know who you are, but I will never forget you. And I know that because you were weak, I grew strong. The dynamic that you're bringing up, Johnny, is, for instance, I put together a little get together. We called it the $1 Billion Retreat. We met Orrin Woodward at his home here in Florida. Chris Brady, his partner. These were big guys with Amway who went on to start their own company. Sarah Robbins from the cosmetic company. Dana Collins from Arbonne. Art Jonak. Wes Linden from the utility company in the UK. His name escapes me at the moment. Andy Dooley from... anyway, everybody there we had produced billions of dollars of business. We called it the $1 Billion Retreat. And it was just a mastermind group that I put together. And I said, hey guys, you just come here at your own expense. There's no ticket. It's not a seminar. We're not selling it. Orrin offered to put up his home to host it. So we all flew in there, met there, spent 3 days, brainstormed. And I just said, hey, if I want to present some questions to you, how do we use social media in the business? Social media is not going away. You can say, because at that time, companies were telling people, you can't use Facebook or Twitter. If you do, we're going to terminate you. If you mention our name in a social media, we're going to throw you out of the business. I said, how would you start a company today if Elon Musk came to you or Jeff Bezos came to you and said, hey, I've got $50 million I want to invest. I want to start up a direct selling company. How would you build it out? How would you start? You certainly wouldn't give people a booklet and say, hey, write down 100 people you know. Because if you took that proposal to Elon, he'd say, well, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. They already have 200 people in their phone, in their contact base. Why would you have them make a list? Wouldn't you create a mobile app to migrate those people because back then, just a few cutting edge companies had mobile apps. I was saying, how are we going to use these voice assistants, right? And I don't want to say her name because it'll start again, but the one in the phone, the one in the Google, the one in the Amazon one, right? How are we going to integrate them? And, so it was really high level brainstorming. And like anything like that, the big breakthroughs come at the lunch breaks and the dinner breaks and when you're just chatting, walking around the lake or whatever. And somebody brought up my sponsor, which, by the way, if there's if we want to really go there, since you got me started, John, here's chapter 1 of that book. On the lovely island of Maui, with tall palm trees swaying in the breeze, I lounged poolside, working on my tan while my teammates engaged in a fierce water polo match. And yes, literally drinking out of a coconut. It was an incentive trip for top leaders to celebrate and reward us for another stellar year of performance. I was serenely reading a book when Jeremiah, one of the company VPs, interrupted my bliss with the news. He relayed that he had just received a call telling him that my then sponsor was about to jump to another company. And at that very moment, my sponsor, whom the company had flown to the island first class and lavished with swag, perks, excursions, and an oceanfront suite, was in that very oceanfront suite dialing for dollars to take people to the next deal and planning to tell me the following day. So I'm there with all of my diamonds. He's my sponsor now. He's up in the oceanfront suite that they bought him. And he's calling all of the people back in the mainland who aren't on the trip to say, hey, I'm top secret. I'm jumping to a new deal tomorrow. I'm not going to tell Randy till tomorrow, but you can get in early, lock in a spot. That person is one of the most famous trainers in network marketing today. Okay. I took advice from friends and I left names out of the book, but why I bring that up, because this $1 billion retreat, we're walking along at the breaks and we're chatting, and somebody asked me about my sponsor, and I kind of relayed this story, and then I relay another story about a sponsor I had who told me he was going to drive me penniless from the business because he wanted to create a business selling tools and training to the distributors. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to make my money with my bonus check. And let's just, that's our job. We're supposed to train people. I don't, and I know there's companies that do that business model and that's how they make their money. I don't want to do that. Well, he was very upset because he didn't build as well as I did, and he made his money by selling tools. So he told me, I'm going to drive you penniless from the business, right? So I'm telling these stories, and then Art tells his story, and then Wes tells his story, and then, Chris tells, and we go around, and it's like every single person in that room had a terrible sponsor. And when you look back at it, I think the lesson is that's what makes us stronger. When sometimes a sponsor is too good. This is why we say, when we're doing the diamond and above training at the events, we're always saying, hey, you can't suck all the oxygen out of the room. If you think I'm the only one who can make presentations, I'm the only ones who can do training, nobody does this stuff better than me, you will, feel warm and fuzzy all over. But at some point, you're going to collapse and say, why do I have all these codependents in my organization? Why do I have to keep spinning all these plates on a stick like the guy at the circus? Where's this residual income that they promised me that I've never seen anywhere, right? Because you are doing, remember you guys who were at Next Event, I said, don't ever do anything for a consultant that they're capable of doing themselves. Because if you do, you're enabling them. You're creating dysfunctional behavior. Because your job is to work yourself out of a job. That's the point of duplication. All right, so Josh and Priscilla, I was going to get to you and I never got to you. Anything you want to add to that so far before we go to our last topic?
Yes, Priscilla had to leave because my daughter had ballet. So she asked me to say bye to everybody. Yeah, so one thing, she's there. She's back.
Sorry, I heard my name. I was like, let me run. I'm sorry, I'm getting ready to go to my ballet class.
Yeah, but if you got to run, you can run. But if you have anything you want to say before that, go ahead. But if you need to go, we completely understand.
Thank you. Well, I'm just so happy to be able to share this with you guys and know that we are all so like-minded and we are just ready to go and get our piece of cake. And the sun comes out for everybody. It's so different from corporate America where you have to step on other people, and being able to share everything with everyone and trying to teach them to do the same thing rather to keep the secret. Like, I don't want to tell the other person how to get successful, right? And so teaching other people to become successful and teaching them what you have learned. And like you said, Randy, make sure that you can duplicate it, not just do something that, oh, I just want to make sure I sign up the biggest fish and not tell everybody how to do it. No, just go get the next door neighbor, go get your friend, and people just do things that are being able to duplicate. And so I'm so happy about this. I'm so happy that it's just something quick. Like I said, I'm a mom. I have 2 kids that are young, and things that are quick to do, be able to duplicate. That's what I like. And so that's why I'm so excited about this new app and the video and everything that I can use and so easily share with other moms and other friends and my circle of people. And like Josh said, to people that you don't even see, you don't even know, you can still do the same.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, Josh, back to you.
Sure. Something that I have no doubt in my mind that Immunotec is going to get to the next level. And anybody can jump on the boat. Anybody. And we have great tools. We have amazing information that we can share they're there, but it won't take us anywhere if we don't use them. So I think a lot of us have to learn how to unlearn. We have to learn to unlearn what we used to do. And I think that's going to be huge, that we put in practice and we start doing what you guys, the professionals, the guys that know for years how to do this professionally. I think we have to put it in practice. And our job basically right now is just to expose massively what we have. And from there, people are going to come. So thank you so much.
Okay, last topic that we want to go through with you guys. Start with the replay. It's December 18th. It's like 11 something Eastern time. For every person who's live on this right now, there's 100 who will watch the replay. You've got to put the replay to work. This is the worst. If you said, okay, what's the worst day of the year to schedule a training? It would be, let's pick the Saturday right before Christmas when everybody's, waiting in line 4 miles deep to pull into the shopping mall for their last minute holiday shopping and Christmas parties and office parties and, blah, 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 Kwanzaa and Hanukkah and New Year's. But we're just doing it because we know that there were people who would be on here who really will jump on this, and knowing that we're going to record this and you can get them watching the replay, and they can do the replay at 10 o'clock at night when they're winding down, or they can watch it while they're jogging or walking the dog or whatever. So be on the lookout for the email. And Morgan, if you can, I don't know if you're listening in, but if you can, or Veronica or Sharif, there's always a replay link that they send 20, 30 minutes after the Zoom that if you can get to me, I'll send to John and Josh and Priscilla and Jim Spencer and some of the other guys so they can circulate it to their teams over the weekend, because we don't care about the edited version or how pretty it is. We just want to get this information out there. So as soon as is that possible?
Of course.
Perfect. Thank you, Morgan. That's Morgan, by the way. That's the lady who made the next event happen. Okay. She did more for that event than anybody since the Earth's crust cooled. So whenever you see her, give her a big hug. So let's get this info out to your people on the replay, because the last thing I want to chat about is building over the holidays, right? So like I say, this is the black hole from December 15th to, I don't know when is, like for gringos, we like go back to work January 2nd. A lot of Latinos don't go back to work till right after Three Kings Day. So I don't know which day is, what's the date this year, but that's like, there's a 2-week black hole, a wormhole, just sucking all the energy out of it. But here's what I want you guys to know. For every hour of work that you do in this time frame, it's worth 8 hours of work the second week of January or the third week of January. It literally equates to that level of results, because anything you do right now is happening while all of your competitors, all the people in those other companies, and even a lot of your colleagues in Immunotec are not working because they're just taking off a couple of weeks. Say, yeah, everybody's busy. I'm going to pick it up again after the holidays when things calm down. So here's the thing. Don't make presentations at the dinner table at Christmas. Don't make presentations in the middle of the Kwanzaa celebration. Don't make presentations while everyone's at your house watching New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest counting down to midnight. You're just going to be really irritating. You're going to look very obnoxious, and you're not going to get very good results. But those are the times you may be connecting with people that you haven't talked to for months, that you only talk to a couple of times a year. So be listening, be qualifying them, find out what's going on in their life, be adding names to your contact list for what you want to do starting in January, and plant some seeds. And it's okay to, when they say something about, their, let's say I'm at your house having dinner and I'm talking about I have a softball tournament coming up in January. It's okay to plant a seed and say, I've got a product you might be intrigued about. Now is not the time, but I'll follow up with you afterward. Or same thing, they're talking about their financial situation and, they don't know, are they going to be the next one? 10,000 people have been laid off at their company. You could say, you know what? We got to talk. Now, I don't want to do it now. We're having dinner. Let's just be friends and family tonight and enjoy the night. But I want to follow up with you. I've got something I think you should check out. That's the kind of thing you could do, is you can plant seeds during that. And there are people that their holiday celebration is over. They celebrated Hanukkah. And right now, they would be great candidates for you. And there's people, before New Year's, after New Year's, you know what I mean? There's things you could do. So, John or Josh, any other things you would add about, because to me that, how you close one year is how you open the next year. How you close 1 month is how you open the next month. If you close 2021 strong, you're going to open 2022 strong. You have a great January, you're going to have a great first quarter. If you have a great first quarter, you're going to have a great year. It's just the way it works.
Absolutely. The only thing I'll add to that, Randy, you're absolutely right, is I know in my case, I don't know about everybody else, but, I grew up in New Jersey. I've lived down here in Dallas now forever. I've lived in Canada. I've lived in Europe. I've lived in Asia. I've lived in Australia. I've lived all over the world. There's people that I only hear from in this 2-week time frame. I don't know why. It's Christmas. They call me, I call them, they email me, and now everybody's on WhatsApp, which is even better because we can talk for free. But for example, I have a good friend in New Jersey, used to be down here in Dallas. He's a math professor, right? He's used our product periodically, him and his wife. And I only talk to him between now and New Year's, and then we don't talk for a year. I don't know. And we're good friends. I don't know. It makes absolutely no sense why we don't occasionally pick up the phone in June and talk. I don't know. But we talk now. You have people like that, undoubtedly, that you only hear from now. that you get Christmas cards from, or WhatsApps from, or Facebook, whatever, however you communicate with them. So to Randy's point, what's new in your life? You ask them, hey, what's going on? What's new with you? And they're going to tell you. And it's probably not great news based on the last year, all the events that have gone on, right? What if they have had an illness in the family? Whatever, from whatever situation. Could you tell them about Immunocal and send them that 2-minute video? So, you might want to take a look at a little bit of something I'm involved with. Let me just send you this 2-minute video and start the process there, that everything that Randy's described and we've been talking about on our training calls as well. I'm sure many of you have. That only happens this time of year. So take full advantage of it. And once again, to Randy's point, don't beat them over the head to join the business between now and, Christmas Eve. But just start to drip on them and get them the information and go back and forth and start that tennis match of information going back and forth. So, hey, Randy, I want to really thank you, though. You and Jaime have done an outstanding job. It's been such a benefit to our organization. And I have to say this as one of the leaders in the company, that this is the first Christmas that I remember people working a week before Christmas. So that alone is a great sign of things to come. 2022 is going to be an amazing year. And when you say your prayers tonight to thank the good Lord or whoever you pray to, thank God, too, for our owner, Mauricio Domenzane. It's his 43rd birthday today. And he continues to be a great leader and great inspiration for us in leading this company through, frankly, the last 2 years when it hasn't been difficult to lead any company. Our product shows up on time, our checks. Randy, you're going to love this. I know you're not a distributor here, pal. This guy sends us our money early. First time in my 39-year experience, I have an owner who wants to pay me early. So, once again, let's thank the right people for all the great things in our lives, and that 2022 is going to be an incredible, greatest year for all of us. And thank you again, Randy.
Thank you, John. Josh, anything, final words?
Of course. I think we have a great opportunity during this end of the year time, because a lot of people are meditating. They're already in the mindset of, what did I do better this year? Or what do I want to do better next year? Give me a second. My son wants to disconnect my computer. What do I want to do better next year that I didn't do this year? So I think that's a great opportunity to present what we have. And like John was saying, it's time where a lot of people are open, or you have communication with people that you haven't had communication with in the past. So it's a great time to just, hey, how did your year go? Just a normal conversation. We don't even have to force a conversation. Just if you are open and you want to really hear what people went through this year, everything goes to the point that you have the opportunity to share what you do. And they'll ask you, hey, how did your year go? And right now it's very hard to hear, hey, my year went amazing. It's very hard with everything going on around the world. There's very few of us that are blessed enough to say, you know what, I had an amazing year. My business grew like ever before. So that gives us the opportunity just to share. So I think we have to take advantage of this few last months, last few weeks that we have of the year to really reach to the heart of people. And if we want really the best for others, it's our we have to share with other people. So thank you so much, Randy, also for all you do. And we're very, very excited of what is coming.
All right. Thanks, Joshua. I got to cut 4 quick assignments I want to give you guys. It's your homework. All right. Before I do, just let me also say thank you to Sharif Saeed, who is, of course, the regional vice president for North America. Most of you deal with him because we're the gringos on this call. So a lot of us here in the US are, that'd be your guy for a lot of you. And even you guys not in North America, he's been really instrumental in getting that app up and running and handling the rollout of that and helping train people with that. And make sure if you're one of those people who say, I just don't know, he's doing tutorials on that app. So just check with your sponsorship line, check with the customer service people, and they'll direct you to what he's doing. And Sharif, if you have any upcoming or a replay link or anything in the tutorials, please put them in the chat. But I just wanted to recognize and thank him for along with Christian and Claudio and all the people in the marketing team, Sharif's been doing a lot to support you guys as well. So 4 assignments. Assignment number 1, make a hot list today of who you need to get across the line between now and the end of December to close out your month, to close out your year. Meaning, who do you already have in the process? Somebody who's been looking at the videos, sampled the product, using the product, is looking at other things, and they haven't made a decision that you could get over the line to be a customer or be a consultant. So make a hot list of that, and I mean right after this meeting, and get on it today. Number 2, redo your whole candidate list over the holidays. It's probably been a while since you looked at it, and say, okay, who have I met since then? Who's been interrupted, or, their life been thrown upside down because of the pandemic? There are people who were not candidates in 2019 who are your best candidates today. Because if they were, the vice president of operations for a cruise line or a theme park in 2019, they made $300,000 a year, and they had the great, beautiful job with a corner office and company car and perks, and all of a sudden their industry cratered, and now they might be a candidate, right? So go and just refresh your candidate list over the holidays so you're ready for the new year. And then number 3, set up your hot 20, the best, most ambitious, hardworking, successful people that you want to start really hard on January 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, whenever you really kick it into high gear. Those 20 people that you want to have in the app and really go crazy with. And the last thing, number 4 assignment, is if you don't have one, I suggest you create a dream board. Get a piece of poster board from the art supply store and just cut out pictures, images, charts, graphs, quotations of things you want to do, have, or become. You want to learn a new language. You'd love to get the new Tesla coupe. You want to take the family on a cruise around the world. You want to write an opera. You want to lose 25 pounds. Get pictures, images of things you want to, again, do, have, or become. Your dreams. So you're going to put all your dreams on a board and then post it somewhere that you will see it every morning when you wake up and every night before you go to sleep. Even if it's just in your peripheral vision, it will be programming into your subconscious mind. And when something gets anchored in your subconscious mind, it has to happen. That's the way that works. Your subconscious mind is much more powerful than your conscious mind. And that's the part people forget sometimes, is why you joined the business to begin with. What are the real dreams that you're trying to achieve with this? Because you are going to have people drop out. You're going to have no-shows. You're going to face rejection. You're going to have one of your top leaders take a deal and go with some crazy cryptocurrency scheme, whatever. Stuff is going to happen. And if you remember why you're doing this, if you're really in touch with your dreams, you'll stay focused, you'll kill the distractions, and you'll keep moving forward. So those are the 4 things. I want to thank John, Joshua, Priscilla, Morgan, Sharif, everybody at corporate for putting together this special event. Again, you got your 4 homework, and number 5 on that list is the replay. Start as soon as you got the replay link, start getting it out to your team, because this is really important. So whatever holiday you're celebrating, I hope you're doing amazing. Thank you all for watching. Peace.
Thanks, Randy. Thanks, everybody.